Hey, Habab. So in the last video, I was talking about fully accepting what comes with change. So, knowing that when you change or when you're evolving into the next stage, there's going to be certain sacrifices you're going to have to make. And you're going to have to become that next stage. So in this video, I'm pretty much going to add on to that. And that is, if you want to evolve into the next stage, then you have to evaluate where you are now on your path. What position are you in now? And in addition to knowing where you are in your path, you need to know who you are in your path. So, you know, it's like, you got to understand, like, where am I at in this maze? So it's like, if you're in a maze and you don't know where you are, it's going to be hard to get out of that maze. However, if you pay attention to the different pathways and you're like, all right, I know where I am now. I've been in this spot. This is where I am now. And then how can I grow from here? How can I take a different direction in my life so I don't, I can surpass the state that I'm in now, so I can evolve into the next stage. How can I do that? So, like I was saying earlier, you have to know who you are. You have to know yourself, not only just spiritually, because spiritually is the most important aspect of who you are. So you got to know who you are spiritually, in the sense that you are the awareness. You are the observer. You're not your mind, you're not your body. However, you also have to understand who you are mentally and who you are physically, because it's like, just because you're not the character in this game just doesn't mean that it's not important. So it's like, you got to understand your character, you got to understand your peace. Your true self to the highest degree is the observer, is your awareness, is love, is the one that makes the choices. However, you got to understand your peace. You got to understand your position on the chessboard. So what do I mean by that? So pretty much, like, let's say, like I was talking about last time about, like, the careers, right? You could be, let's say you want to become like a brain surgeon or something like that, and then, like, you're presently just like a doctor, you're just like a regular doctor or whatever. So you have to recognize, like, and this is on a physical level, you have to recognize that, like, all right, in my physical life, I'm a doctor and I have certain responsibilities that come with being a doctor. But you got to pretty much recognize everything that comes with being a doctor, and recognize all of the sacrifices you've made to become the doctor. So it's like, you have to know yourself in that sense, knowing, like, all right, I'm a doctor and I have to, I have certain responsibilities that I need to fulfill. And in order to evolve into the next stage, you have to fulfill those responsibilities. You have to master those responsibilities, where now you can challenge yourself to do more. You see? So, like, if you don't understand where you are now in your path, you won't understand where to grow from. It's like, if you don't know how many push-ups you could do, then you won't know how to progress to the next amount of push-ups. So it's like, maybe you don't know how many push-ups you do, but then you try it out and you can only do 20. So now you want to reach 50. So now that you know that you could get to 20, now you know where you are, and now you know how much you need to grow, and now you know how much you need to challenge yourself. So knowing where you are now in your life is going to help you so much. And not only just, on a physical level, like I said, with the doctor, or, your career or your position. Maybe it's at a job, maybe you're a manager. You have to understand, like, I'm the manager. You know what I'm saying? So I have certain things that I need to do as being a manager. And I was talking about in my last video how, you could have evolved into the manager. So, like, for example, you could have started off as washing the dishes, the dishwasher, and then you got promoted to the manager. So you evolved to the next stage. However, there's still stages above the manager. So it's like, in order to evolve to this next stage, you have to accept the stage that you're in now, so that you can recognize it and understand it for what it is. And then pretty much, like, in addition to that, you need to understand, like, yourself spiritually. So it's like, I was talking about how you need to know your peace, you need to know your character on a physical level, you need to know yourself mentally and the different mental responsibilities you have. But then you need to know yourself spiritually, because it's like, for example, if you're all right, so if you're a connect, right? So, you know, I'm in a spiritual community called Reprogram the Matrix. You could check that out on reprogramthematrix.com. But, you know, we have connects there, and many people don't understand what it means to be a connect. You see, many people don't understand what it means to be a CIT, and that's on a higher degree. Many people don't understand what it means to be an MC. You see, the MC has certain responsibilities. You know, the CITs have certain responsibilities. The high level, mid level, and lower level connects have certain responsibilities. But in order to progress to the next stage, you have to know your position fully. And you have to know, you know, how that aligns with the next stage. So understanding how, you know, the moves that I'm making right now in my life, how it's gonna affect me. How is it connected to that next stage? How can I evolve from what I'm doing now? So, you know, this whole video, to sum it up, is, you know, you got to come back to the now. You know, where are you now? You know, where are you on your path right now? Who are you on your path right now? And when you find that out, you're gonna know exactly the direction to go, because you're gonna be like, when you start seeing, you know, all these different fake spiritual teachers, and you start seeing, you know, the people that you used to hang out with, you know, are not you. So it's like for example, let's say they're doing something lustful. You know, they want to go to the club, they want to, you know, they want to twerk and do all these different things and drink and all that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, when you self-evaluate yourself, you're gonna be like, yo, that's not me. Like, it's like, is this really who I want to be? You know, do I want to be, you know, a lustful person? Do I want to be an energy vampire? Do I want to be a leech? Do I want to be asleep? Because you could be asleep right now. But how would you know if you don't know yourself? See, if you don't know who you are, then you're not going to know if you're asleep or not. If you don't know where you are, you're not going to know if you're in the underworld or if you're in the upper world. Because even if you're in the underworld, you can still grow. You know, there's no excuses. You could be in the very bottom of the underworld, and you still have the opportunity to grow into the next stage. Maybe, and I mean, like, it's not realistic, but you could be a high level agent, and maybe, you know, something inside you, maybe you do find a way to get that connection, and you're like, all right, now I gotta go, you know, down to like the mid level agent, where, you know, I might not be doing all these different things for the system anymore. You might still have that level of that state of consciousness where you know a bunch of information, but now you're using the information more through spirit rather than your ego. So it's like you're overriding the mind. But I'm not gonna get too deep into that, because I don't really have too much experience with that, and I'm trying to talk about what I know. You know, my first-hand experience and how I'm applying it into my life. You know, I'm not gonna get deep into things that, you know, I don't fully like understand yet. But, you know, like I said, to sum it up, know yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to know where you are on your path, and then turn up from there. So, peace in and out.